Oh, baby. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Here we are. Welcome to an incredibly lonely Friday. Welcome to the loneliest show on the internet. Welcome to Sam Roberts Now. There is so much to unpack all by our lonesomes. And how lonesome are we? People wondered if it was the end after the last 2 weeks. There were celebrations in the streets, but were those celebrations premature? Ladies and gentlemen, Hot Dog is back. They were indeed premature. Welcome back.
Miss me yet?
Okay, see, a little George W. reference. That is how you know you're in your 30s. Well, welcome back to Sam Roberts Now, Hot Dog. Did you have a wonderful trip to Japan? You were out seeing our neighbors to the east?
The Beast in the East. Yes, I had a great, wonderful time. Went to Tokyo.
Okay, well, if you had such a great time, I see you're talking with your hands. But why aren't you talking with both of your hands?
I went to Tokyo. I went to Osaka, Kyoto, Nara, and Kobe.
I love Kobe. You have no idea how hard Travis and I laughed when the group text came up. Literally 40 hours into your trip, 4 a.m. local time to you, but an easy 3 p.m. for Travis and I, just hanging on a weekend. When you go, I think I just broke the shit out of my elbow. And you didn't know. You had optimism. As a matter of fact, I wasn't prepared for this because I didn't know. But I mean, now that I think about it, what could possibly be better? Because you may not fully remember the whole
exchange. Yeah,
see,
I do vaguely remember that first text.
I'm seeing all the broken arm memes, so I know that the story is coming up. Let's see. It was after Halloween. I might have.
Yeah.
This was the first text. That's right, because this is where it switched over from iChat to whatever because you were international.
Mm-hmm.
Out of nowhere, 3:02 p.m. on a Friday. Couldn't be a better time. I broke the fuck out of my arm.
Not, I think.
Nope. I can't extend it or anything. It's 4 a.m. and I hopped a fence drunk like an asshole and ate pavement.
I mean, folks.
And then you wrote, I felt 23 again.
I mean, can you feel it? Can you feel the smile coming off of those texts?
Yes. Like, it's like, I needed this. I needed one last sort of careless, thoughtless, mindless thing that you do when you're just a young guy like me trying to figure it out.
It's like when the Jackass gang went to Tokyo. You know, It kind of felt like that.
What's funny is before I made the jump, I said out loud to Nigel, "I'm probably not going to make this jump."
I was correct.
Yeah.
I'm not a complete doofus. I know my limits, but only when it's too late.
Right. So 2 days in, as I was sitting here doing Sam Roberts Now, did you see the first show that you were gone for?
I did, yeah.
The still of you with no shirt on, and I just kept going to it.
Better times for me.
Yeah. Somehow that was better times for you as you spent your second night in Japan in an emergency room using Google Translate.
Google Translate, yeah. Google Translate was telling my doctor something about a village.
A village.
I had to correct.
Yeah, sure.
I got this nifty souvenir. It's dope. Look at that. It says Tokyo 2023.
Oh, I hope it does not say that. I hope it says something else entirely. Do you know for a fact who wrote that?
We hired a bar restaurant tour guide, and he was kind of cool, and he sold some of the guys weed. But we also told him to write this.
Oh boy. Oh, I hope it says Dickless Trip 2023.
Well, actually, no, I think you'll enjoy. All right. So top that's Tokyo 2023.
Right.
Bottom it says suck my dick.
Does it?
Yes, it does.
That's great. I do enjoy that. I enjoy that quite a bit. I think that's awesome. And you're gonna say
can't troll me if I told you to write suck my dick.
Was that your plan?
the girls thought it'd be funny if the guy wrote "suck my dick" on the cast.
Because it's kind of genius. Like, because that way, if people go like, that doesn't actually say Tokyo 2023, it's like, big deal. I told him to write "suck my dick." I'm not, who cares? Yeah,
Can't get worse than that.
That's pretty smart. That's that's pretty smart. Plus, but if you see anybody who actually can read Japanese, they're gonna think you got taken for a ride.
Yeah, that's why I got like the cover after the next day, because I was like,
once again,
I gotta walk through town with locals.
You were literally spending the next 10 days in a place full of people that could fluently read Japanese.
That sounds like suck my dick to all the locals.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm glad the trip was good beyond that, and I'm glad that you could see the humor in this. That you're like, yes, this is now. Hey, guys, remember when we all went to Japan? Yeah, and you broke your ass, and you're like, yeah, that's exactly the trip that I was talking about.
All the humor in it within the first 10 minutes. If you can't see the text message,
the fact that you got into the group text before you went to the emergency room says it all. And you were like, I think I'm going to sleep this off to see how it feels in the morning. And immediately Travis and I were like, yeah, it's 100% the right thing to do. That's what I would do. Sleep on top of it. Just don't even give it a second thought.
The pain that I woke up to. Yeah, I should have just gone straight there in hindsight. But also, like, what kind of sissy? Like, if we just finished the club and now I got to go to the hospital, I'd rather, like, take the L in the morning, I guess, than take the L, than ruin a good night. Like, the night would be an L if I ended it at the hospital.
I get
even
that.
With a broken arm.
And also, if your friends go with you, it's like, this was funny, but now we've been at the hospital for an hour and a half and we're exhausted. Like, now it's 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. It's not fun to be awake anymore. We want to go to sleep.
Ruin the night.
Mm-hmm.
But now if you cut it in half and now one's a W and one's an L.
So the entire night was a W.
Exactly.
The morning was an L.
Huge L.
But that's the way it's supposed to be, right? That's
right,
like
exactly.
That's like going to the bar on Sunday morning just to, like, drink off whatever you're still feeling from the night before.
Yes.
Sometimes, or to get a cast on a broken bone. Did you sleep a full 8 hours, or was it like a disco nap and you were like, I can't?
Well, I think, like I mentioned on the show. Okay, so I got back home the hotel at 4 a.m.
Right.
Decided to wank one off because we had a free.
You actually did wank.
Yes, I did.
Okay. But
it was a free VODs.
Right.
I'm a sucker for VODs, Sam.
Right, but you're left-handed.
Yes.
So you used your right hand.
I used my right. Yeah.
How was that? Was it like?
It was like a stranger. It was like Chappelle said.
Was it like getting some strange? Yeah.
So I got that out the way, and then that kind of released the chemicals that let me fall asleep. Real nice.
That's what they say. A lot of people, like, they get addicted to opioids, but if you had just jerked off before you went to sleep, you would have been fine.
Did you try that first at least?
I know. That's what a lot of doctors say.
And then I think I woke up at maybe like 7, 8 a.m. in extreme pain.
Okay, so you were like out for 3 hours, maybe. You were right up. Yeah, okay. All right.
Something just called me. Something just willed me to get up.
Yeah, well, it's probably the broken elbow. Yeah, probably that. I'm
pretty sure, like, whoever was staying in the room next to me probably thought I was dying. The sounds that I was making.
When you were jerking off?
No, the waking up.
I mean, I got to tell you, I was already having the time of my life because the minute that you left the country, a tweet just goes out. No, well, yeah, it was great. I was like, it feels lighter. I'm not so stressed all the time. Things are getting done. This is amazing. No, it felt like the minute that you left the country, Rockstar Games put out a tweet that said, hey, here's the confirmed time GTA 6 trailer is coming. We are getting it in December 1 month. In 1 month, there's going to be a trailer. And based on the rules of the bet that we made only 2 weeks before that, that would have sufficed. An announcement of a trailer, anything. I say any sort of news and an official announcement of a trailer absolutely would have sufficed. Hot dog, after 10 years, a full decade of getting no news about GTA 6, You were off by 2 weeks and lost a bet to go topless. 2 weeks.
I think maybe someone at Rockstar watches the show.
Yeah.
And they said, "Oh, hold on.
Hold that tweet. Hold the tweet."
Hold. And then they looked at my stories, and then they went like this. Is he gone? Is it clear? All right, here we go.
Send the tweet. Send it. We got him. We got him topless singing Chocolate Rain. We can send the tweet.
I could have saved you guys 5 years by making that prediction 5 years ago.
That's true. It would have just, whenever you had done the topless bet, 2 weeks later, we would have gotten an announcement.
It's like Groundhog's Day.
About the game. When you saw that, were you like, are you kidding me? Like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. It was, I would have loved, because I love saying I told you so to you. Because I so rarely can say I told you so to you.
Yeah. And like twice a week, I'm texting you about something you did wrong. And this is one of those that would have been like, yeah, but remember GTA 6? Yeah, but remember GTA 6? I had that one, though.
I would have had some fucking mileage out of that one.
Yeah, and I would have had to say, yeah, that's true. You did nail that one. Yeah, you did get that one. Yeah. We did go to, we have already been doing activities together, Hot Dog, you and I. As a matter of fact, on Monday, fresh off the plane, we got to go see, for you, I was here. We got to go see what I thought was a screening, ended up being the premiere of the New York premiere of the Iron Claw, which is the A24 Von Erichs movie. Now I was talking about it with Nicole on the Satisfying Podcast this week that you get at youtube.com/@satisfyingpod. But I mean, you were there when you saw I was texting immediately. She's got the biggest thing in the world for Jeremy Allen White from The Bear and Shameless. And when he walked out there, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe she missed this. But you were in your glory. You love a celebrity sighting.
Oh, yeah. As soon as because you didn't say that they were going to be there.
I didn't know. I had no idea.
Yeah. And as soon as I saw the chairs up there, I was like, oh, maybe. Well, they posted the chairs in front of the theater before the movie started. I was like, oh, maybe we'll get like director and that's it. And then all of a sudden, I was like, oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Zac Efron and all this. I was what? Okay, Sam.
I'm part of a happening.
Yeah. Let me pull up let me try to put this on the story with one arm.
Yeah. Yeah. Hot Dog was so hot in the movie because it was too much trouble. Like, it was a packed theater. They invited everybody from New York went to this movie. And
the Rosenbergs were there. Right.
And we were sitting right with, there was a little collection of us, like creme de la creme of wrestling commentators. But Hot Dog realized he just had to leave his jacket on the whole time because it was too much to have to take off the sling and take off the jacket. And
he was like, the process. Take it off, take off the jacket one-handed, then put on the sling one-handed. It's a happening.
Too much. Now,
I did before I texted my friend who, as you know, I love flexing that I have friends at the movie theater, even though it's 10 years, who cares? But I texted my friend. I was like, damn, bro, because he's like the manager. I was like, yo, it's hot in theater 6. You can do something about that?
It wasn't hot. It was perfectly temperate. It's totally fine. But I took my jacket off.
Yeah.
I was inside.
Maybe it's just your stupid cast, and he did not.
Yeah.
Ask anyone to lower the temperature.
Good. Yeah. No, he was 100% right. Now we won't be giving away any spoilers because literally no one has seen the movie. It would help absolutely no one. But I will say it was great. Fabulous movie. What blew my mind was that we're walking out of the theater and Hot Dog, who I've been to every wrestling thing with, just goes, I never knew anything about the Von Erichs before this. I went, what? He goes, yeah, nothing. I go, so everything we just saw was a surprise to you? And you go, yeah, I didn't know any of that was going to happen. Yeah, nothing. I was, I
kind of like vaguely in the back of my head knew Von Erichs like bad stuff, that was just like something I kind of knew.
So when you heard they were making like a real mainstream A24 movie about the Von Erichs, were you like, that feels a little odd?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not like I looked it up because I was like, well, they're making the movie. So
I'll see that. I go, yeah. Why waste these fingers typing? I just wait till the movie comes out.
I don't want to spoil the surprises.
Well, what did you think of the story without giving anything away?
So dark.
It was dark. It's a heavy movie. It's a very heavy movie. Were there any spots? You're not the most emotional person in the world. Were there any spots that got you in your feelings?
Yeah, there was one towards the end.
Yeah, was it
I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know how to say it without spoilers, but
kind of that emotional climax?
yeah, where things were just building up.
Yeah, okay.
Like left and right.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you on that one.
I heard the girl next to me was sobbing throughout the movie, and I know one of the girls, one of my coworkers at People Magazine was also there, and she was crying. So it pulls on their heartstrings.
Yeah, the guy that hosted the Q&A was from People Magazine. You guys really hire strong people, huh? so here's though the conversation that I will have with you briefly. I'm thinking, how does this fit in the Oscars? You know, I love when wrestling stories get told this way. I love when they go mainstream. Of course, The Wrestler ended up, I think as a film, it got a nomination for Best Picture. I'm pretty sure Mickey Rourke got a nomination for Best Actor. I could see this getting a Best Picture nomination. I could see it not happening. I could see it happening. I mean, that's kind of here or there. I think it depends on what the reception is once this thing comes out. If it becomes one of those, you know, buzzy, beloved, critical darlings. But I think, and I never would have thought, but I think that we might be getting ready to enter a period of time where Zac Efron is getting nominated for an Academy Award.
I think this is going to be his thing.
How wild is that? I think Zac Efron, he put on about 89 pounds of muscle, just looking as big as a house.
All natty.
Well, I don't know about that. But
they asked the People Magazine guy asked him what his routine was.
Well, yeah, I don't know if he said what his routine was, but he didn't say and absolutely nothing else. Right? He didn't say this and only this. He said this, but he didn't say and only and nothing else. So nothing. Right? I think he was just
no secret recipe here.
No, I think he was just hoping for no follow-up questions, and that's exactly
it's People Magazine.
So that's what he got, right? How about I give you some friendly anecdote that we can all kind of chuckle about, and then you move on to the next question. And the guy from People Magazine goes, "Yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for."
That's what I'm here for. I would put the camera on me, fam.
Yeah, I would love that. Hey, I would tell you something controversial, but can I tell you a cute story from on the set, a prank? Yeah, that sounds better. So, yeah, I do think, I'm not sure. Everybody was great. Everybody did really well. Maybe the guy who played Fritz might get Best Supporting Actor nomination, maybe.
Yeah.
But I could definitely see, because I think you'd put Zac Efron as lead actor in this, right?
Of course.
Yeah. So he's in almost every scene. So I think he's going to get I think he might get a nomination for this.
And that's been his trajectory now the last, 5 years? He's been trying to get those serious roles. Obviously, he's trying to get into like the what
are the serious roles has he done?
The serial killer one.
What serial killer? Oh, Ted Bundy.
He did Ted Bundy. Not that was worthy of an odd, but it's like, moving away from all the Baywatchness of it all, and then
it's not High School Musical. You're saying,
right?
At least it's an adult person.
And I feel like, everyone loves Zac Efron. So like even the, movie critics will find any reason to put him in that category.
Yeah, this will be like, I feel like this will be the time when we can all admit we want Zac Efron to win, right? Everybody that grew up watching him and Vanessa Hudgens on the Disney Channel can go like, yeah, this one's for our boy. Yeah, we can give this one to. And then who knows what happens next? Like Mickey Rourke, it was like everybody gets rah, it's time for the comeback. Mickey Rourke. Then he got one role in Iron Man 2, and that was it. There was nothing after that. But he got his moment.
Yeah,
I think this is gonna be. I think it's gonna be Zac Efron's moment, and I'm here for it. I'm excited.
I want him to be the next Leo.
I mean, I don't know if he's gonna be the next Leo. Like, let's not start going crazy and making these grand statements. I don't even know if you want to put that on him. But
Leo's aging out, and we need a 30-something heartthrob that could perform well.
I mean, Leo did Basketball Diaries when he was like 19 years old. Like, Leo is on a different stratosphere. Yeah. Okay, like when Zac Efron was doing High School Musical, Leo was starring in Titanic. Okay, like this is not that Titanic is the greatest thing in the world. It's kind of a piece of shit, but it was a serious movie.
Okay, all right.
You
Okay.
see?
I retract that.
Yeah, you can't just be throwing that around to people. Like that's like Zac Efron's gonna be watching this because I do think he watches just like the Rockstar Games guys. And Zac Efron's gonna be like, bro, like what do you that you can't put that on me? That's like if your kid is like and this is all due respect. If your kid is a D student and you go, we're gonna get an A next time, right? You're like, what are you asking me to do here? Like, what do you want, a miracle?
Easy, big fella.
Yeah.
Easy.
How about we cheer for a C+ and see where we can go from there? How about we do that?
Go to an F,
right?
Whatever.
Right. Exactly. So I'm pumped, man. I'm excited for more people to see it so we can have a real conversation about everything happening in this movie. I'm gonna tell you what I'm ready to have a real conversation about. Hot dog. I treated myself to a trip to the theater just today.
The magic of cinema.
The magic of cinema. I felt like Nicole Kidman eating popcorn there, the lights and the sounds. Let's go to the movies. And here I am.
I think that's how it goes.
That's from Annie. But here I am. Friday afternoon, nice empty theater, 5 people in it, max.
Nice.
Because I wanted to start what I was hoping would be a new Thanksgiving tradition by seeing the film Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, the new Eli Roth slasher movie taking place in Plymouth, Massachusetts around Thanksgiving. Have you heard about this film, Hot Dog?
I haven't. What's the tagline here? There
will be no leftovers.
Nice.
It's a good tagline. I mean, you want to make fun of it, but it is a great tagline. Eli Roth is fantastic. Some people don't like him. This is a guy who loves horror movies, grew up loving horror movies, and has decided to spend his time making the movies that he would want to see as a fan. And so what we've got here, and I think Terrifier 2 helps a lot. The fact that Terrifier 2, a year or two ago, comes out, it's the goriest thing in the world, it's ridiculous. It's as genre gets, but it makes millions and millions of dollars. Means that the studios will now roll the dice, and they'll go, yeah, we'll give you another Saw. And then Saw X comes out, and everybody's like, yeah, that's a shit. Oh, it's getting scary in your apartment there, Hot Dog.
I have an ad playing on my TV, and I'm one arm. Give me 1 second.
and then they go, we're gonna make more Saw X movies. So Eli Roth says, I got this for you. And Thanksgiving comes out, and it is. I heard the ad. It is exactly what you think it is, exactly what you want it to be. And we're not gonna do any spoilers for it because it's just come out. But it's an old school slasher movie. A terrible thing happens at the beginning. It leads to a killer that goes on the loose, hunting down a group of teenagers that are not the best people in the world. And we don't know who the killer is until the end of the movie. Lots of beheadings, plenty of intestines to be shown. Absurd circumstances, but, and this is key, right? This is why, like, for instance, I wasn't the biggest fan of the movie Cocaine Bear. Because when you I didn't know, because it was too, like, imagine if this was a real movie, huh, guys? Like, it was too aware of itself and did not take itself seriously at all. So it wasn't going all the way in. It wasn't this love letter to the way film was made. It was like they did a Sharknado movie but it wasn't Sharknado, it was Sharknado 2. We know what this is. No, guys, we're just going for the goof, which irritates me because that's like when you tell a joke and they're not funny and you go, because it wasn't meant to be funny, it was meant to be stupid. I don't like that.
I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to like it, and I went like 10 minutes in. I was like, this is
because and you're right, and I think that it's because it didn't take itself seriously. Like the key is to make this absurd thing, but within the confines of the thing, it takes itself seriously. Like within the world of Thanksgiving, there is no, hey guys, how dumb is it that we're all watching this movie, huh? It's this movie fucking rules. And this is really happening. And there's a pilgrim who's out there beheading people. We have a new franchise villain here. It's a mask of the pilgrim John Carver. John Carver was one of the original pilgrims on the Mayflower. He's the person credited with writing the Mayflower Compact, which is the sort of first document outlining what the new government of the United States of America will be. He's a very famous settler in Plymouth, Massachusetts. But he basically wears a John Carver Halloween mask that everybody in the town gets because they're in Plymouth. And and that's the look of the killer. Who's behind the mask? And this is what the killer looks like. It's awesome. I love this movie. Love this movie. I come on here. I'm critical of things. Sam, what do you like? This. You want to know. You want to go to a movie and go, this is the type of movie that Sam Roberts not likes, loves. It's this.
I don't think you usually, I don't think you've ever really used the L word for a brand new movie. Usually, you're the type that usually likes to let things like settle down and
simmer.
and
Let it
wait
simmer.
sit on it. Yeah.
I don't get excited about stuff like that because I've been duped before. You know, sometimes I go, you know what? In hindsight, that wasn't great. Or sometimes I go, yeah, I was probably too hard on it. You know, I watched it a second time. It was actually kind of good. This, loved it. I would see it again in theaters. I will get it immediately when it's out on home video. I will watch this movie many, many times. It is fantastic. Fantastic. Like here's how good it is. Patrick Dempsey was in it, and I go like this. I'm glad he got Sexiest Man of the Year. I was so pissed about it. I was like, what are you kidding me? Why is this guy Sexiest Man of the Year? And then I watched this movie, and I'm like, yeah, good for Patrick Dempsey. I'm glad that
I hope that the SMA cover was a vehicle to plug the Thanksgiving movie.
100% was. I mean, 100%.
That'd be awesome.
100% Sexiest Man Alive went to also Thanksgiving is in theaters now. Yeah, we've got the possibilities of a franchise here. We've got a new horror icon in the John Carver mask. We've got, and it's like, it's not one of those things that is trying to appeal as wide as it possibly can. It's not like, it's like a horror movie, but it's really this. Or, yeah, there's some horror stuff in here, but it's also good for these guys. It's like, nope, this is a straight up gory slasher movie, and you get to figure out who the killer is as it's going.
Now,
there's a reveal at the end. It's awesome. I love it. I love this movie, Hot Dog.
How have the reviews been? I know you're not a big fan of the movie critics.
I don't know.
I don't know. Let's the similar sentiments.
Let's
going
see,
around
because there was a time I feel like when critics were not kind to horror movies, but then these horror movies started doing well, which again you could trace back to Terrifier 2 and movies like that. And the minute like the industry started embracing them, then I think the critics started going, "Oh, I see the merit in it too." It's actually quite disgusting the way it all.
Which it's weird because I feel like these movie critics are like kind of dweebs and weirdos themselves, like or at least they grew up into that. Like you become a movie critic because you like all those genres and stuff. So I don't know.
It says it's got 83% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is a very good score.
It's not bad for a horror movie at all.
Let's see. Oh, Jermaine.
Oh, Jermaine.
Jermaine, Travis's friend Jermaine, who writes for IO9. He's right there, Jermaine. This is the guy who made Hostel, trying to invent a new slasher horror icon with gory kills and dense mythology to boot. Thanksgiving doesn't reinvent the genre, but it adds some nice new fixings to the table. Everyone's got to be cute.
Gotta be
cute.
That was cute.
Gotta be cute. Ricardo says Thanksgiving is funny, bloody, and charmingly self-aware. I don't know. Again, I hate the charmingly self-aware critique of it because then it's like, oh, it knows it's not a real movie. And you're like, fuck off, dude. Like, this is way better than most movies. Way better. I've seen so many movies, and this is better than a ton of them. Okay.
How would you react if someone called you charmingly self-aware?
Oh, he does this show in his basement. Like, it's fun. And he's got a hot dog there, but he knows he stinks. And you're like, what? No, that's the fun. It's a good show because he knows he sucks. Oh,
I'm going to start using that, actually. That's a good backhanded compliment.
It's charmingly self-aware. Shut up. You should be charmingly self-aware. You are douchily self-important. Charmingly self-aware. Fuck you. Let's see. Vulture / New York Magazine. If all you want to do is watch an assortment of teenagers and others get carved up in garish ways, Thanksgiving certainly gets the job done. That says it's a positive review. This doesn't sound positive at all. If all you want to do, listen, if all you want to do is watch an assortment of teenagers and others get carved up in garish ways, Thanksgiving certainly gets the job done. That's not nice. That's not. That's,
is that all you want to do?
No. What do you mean? All I want to do is if you're an idiot, this is good. Oh, thank you for the great review. What an asshole!
Like big sweaty men pretending to fight in the ring.
Right.
WWE is good for you, I guess.
Exactly. I didn't say it was bad. If you like big, sweaty, fake fighting in their underpants, WrestleMania was fine. It's a good review.
4 stars.
Oh, listen to this dick in the Observer. No original
Observer.
No, I wish it was Dave. I would love to hear what Meltzer thought of this. No originality and no thrills, but enough stomach churning gore to keep the scaremongers happy. Oh, I wish we had the brain to comprehend what you like, Rex Reed.
It's almost as if they're being forced. I mean, I guess they are. They're being forced to review it, and they know that they can't be like, this stinks for no reason.
Right. Well, tell me why it stinks then. But this is why, because because if you can't figure out why it stinks, so you got to write some nonsense like this, probably doesn't stink. You just got your head up your ass. Did you ever think about that? I mean, this is another one, okay? Jeremy writes this one. This is a positive review.
Okay.
I had a surprisingly bloody fun time. Why is that
one's not as bad as the other?
No, because why is it a surprise? I know it looks like shit, but it's actually good. That's not nice. That's not a good review.
But if horror isn't your thing and it's not everyone's thing.
If horror is not your thing, this won't be your thing. This is a horror movie. That's like going like, hey, rom-coms stink, but this is good. Or rom-coms stink, but you can watch this. It's like, well, that's not a...
Sam, you know I love putting everything in wrestling context.
Okay.
If you took Nicole to a wrestling show,
okay,
and she said, I had a surprisingly good time, you would walk away and be like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, but that's fine for Nicole to say that. But I'm not trusting Nicole's judgment to guide me to what to do with my evening. You know what I mean? Like, these are film critics. Okay? So the minute they say surprisingly fun, they're like, this one's okay, but don't see any movies that look like this.
This is the exception.
This is the exception. This is an outlier in the sense that it was fine.
But I will never watch another wrestling show again. Yeah,
this isn't cool at all. Okay, Seattle Times. By the time the big reveal comes along, it's almost besides the point. No, it's the whole point. No, it isn't.
I love me getting annoyed over these reviews.
The audience is so numbed by the gore. I wasn't numbed at all.
Maybe like in a good way. Like before, ejaculation.
The audience is so numbed by the gore, it's likely to barely care who indeed did it. How about this? Speak for yourself, dick. I cared very much who did it. And most of the gore in the movie, I was like, oh, that was awesome. It was great. You're not sitting there going like, it would never look like that. Or, oh, this is disgusting. Like, it's ridiculous.
We need you on that Rotten Tomatoes page. And it's just you directly.
Yeah. Just comment like What Sam says. What Sam says. What Sam. I thought I was being nice. No, this is condescending. This is condescending. There's no reason. I mean, I like all the Eli Roth. I like the Eli Roth did. Yeah, he's a legend. He did Cabin Fever. He did the Hostel movies. He did Green Inferno. Green Inferno is amazing. But everybody they go, all these people who review art, they only want art to be one thing that they're comfortable with. They want their Oscar bait nonsense that's the same movie over and over again.
Yeah. I mean, who doesn't?
Me.
I need 3 levels of reviews. That shit was dope. That shit was whack. That shit was aight.
Okay. And I will tell you right now, that shit was dope.
Nice. That's all I needed to hear.
Dope.
If someone tells me that shit was dope, I'm like, I'm in.
I'll see that shit. You told me that shit was dope. It was all right. Yeah, dope. Dope as hell. I love this movie. This is a great movie. I'm wondering what we think of this. Rumor breaking. There's a new rumor breaking. We're getting a 4th Spider-Man movie, right? That's we know. We don't have an official date, but I think most of us are thinking sometime maybe fall, end of the summer or fall 2025, right?
Spider-Man Home Alone.
Venom. I'll tell you what. Sticky Bandits would kill in a Spider-Man movie. They got the web fingers.
That's true.
So I don't know if you saw this, Hot Dog, but there's rumors abound about Spider-Man 4 that this will be the movie that brings the MCU and the SSMU. You know what the SSMU is?
The Sony shit. No?
Sony Spider-Man universe.
Okay.
The MCU. So we got the Marvel Cinematic Universe over here, right? And the Marvel Cinematic Universe is all the X-Men's that they've made with Iron Man and Thor and all those X-Men movies. And Avengers. And also the last 3 Spider-Mans. Spider-Man Goes Home, Spider-Man Calls Home, Spider-Man Finds Home.
Yes.
Spider-Man Homeward Bound, I think, was another one. And then the Sony Spider-Man universe, because basically they had like a dispute. Like Sony had the rights to Spider-Man before the Marvel Cinematic Universe started. And now I guess they both have rights to the characters, or maybe Marvel just has Spider-Man, but Sony has the other characters, or...
let me put this on real quick. Hold on. I believe that the deal was that Sony holds the right to making Spider-Man films as long as they make a Spider-Man film every 4 to 5 years.
Could they make their own Spider-Man? Like, could they go like, this is a Sony Spider-Man, not to be confused with a Marvel Spider-Man? Like, could we get...
They could, but everyone realized that Sony was making shit Spider-Man movies.
But how great would it be if they were just like, big deal, we got the rights. We're going to do Andrew Garfield Spider-Mans nonstop while you're also doing Tom Holland Spider-Mans. We're just going to confuse the marketplace just because.
Well, people were just begging them to please give the right to Spider-Man to MCU. Marvel can't make a Spider-Man movie without Sony's permission. It's not like it's
oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's not like we're gonna do our thing over here while you do your thing over there. It's like Marvel had to make a deal with them to borrow the rights, the movie rights.
Interesting.
To Spider-Man.
Interesting.
And
even though it's Marvel's
Sony
character, but it is Marvel's IP.
Yeah, but they sold it off.
But
they sold the movie stuff completely to Sony. Sony just owns Spider-Man in movies.
And with Sony's Spider-Man universe, it's Spider-Man 1, 2, and Spider-Man 3, Spider Goes Emo, which is the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans.
Love it.
Then it's the 2 Eduardo from Facebook, Andrew Garfield Spider-Mans.
Yes.
Then it's Venom, Venom 2, Morbius.
Yeah.
And Morbius 2, it's Morbin time, correct?
Kraken, or whatever it's called.
Well, and then later this year, we're getting Craven.
Craven.
Who, by the way, I'm assuming Sony also owns the video game rights since it's PlayStation exclusive, right? That's a Sony game, right?
Yes. Yeah, I guess so.
Because there's no way it's an accident that Kraven is the main bad guy in the new Spider-Man video game.
I think it could be an accident.
No way.
They're really stretching out the villains here for the Sinister Six stuff that they're trying to pull.
I thought they were gassing up Kraven to make it big for Spider-Man. You think they're just idiots?
I mean, Kraven's not a huge villain, but he's there. So he's part of the Sinister Six, isn't he? So
Sinister Six. So they're doing a Kraven movie. They're doing. I think Kraven comes out next summer, and in February they're doing a movie called Madam Web.
Mm-hmm.
You know about Madam Web?
I saw the trailer for it yesterday.
Okay, all right. So Madam Web, and Madam Web is gonna rock. It's gonna be awesome. So,
I mean, are you being like sarcastic?
Yeah.
Here?
Yep. Yes, I am being sarcastic. Yeah.
It just feels like Sony has like a lineup of like straight to DVD Marvel like Spider-Man movies. Like anytime like I saw the Madam Web trailer and I was like, oh, this is like
right.
Like the 3 a.m. after dark fucking movie airing or something. Like it's not legit.
It was like when you found out they were making Home Alone 4, but you looked at it and you're like, that's not Macaulay Culkin.
Right, yeah.
Like, who is that kid?
And we couldn't afford the actor. He was asking for way too much money, so we're just not gonna make the movie with him.
Right. The only returning cast, it's like the American Pie movies, where it was a completely different cast except Eugene Levy was still there.
Yeah.
You're like, huh? Oh, I didn't tell you about all these cousins. Yeah. So I guess they're saying that when the rumor is that when Spider-Man 4 comes out, that they're finally going to be able to combine these universes, that we're going to get MCU and Sony's universe coming together, which I'm kind of surprised that I'm not as deep into the X-Men movie world as you are, Hot Dog. But I'm kind of surprised that it's not already a thing, because didn't they kind of already do that? Like the last Spider-Man movie had all of the Spider-Mens.
It had all the Spider-Mens, sure.
So like, haven't you already now incorporated those realities? And like, you've already opened the door, is what I'm saying.
But not like, because like you could write it off as these are just multiverse people as they did. So like you could also say, oh, this isn't Sony. This just happens to also be the multiverse. And what a coincidence. It's the same actors and whatever.
Oh, I see. So it's not necessarily we're crediting those stories. It's just a tip of the hat to be like, there are other stories. Maybe it's theirs. Maybe it's the ones, okay. I mean, I guess that's possible, right? That's possible. But they're saying they're going all the way. Now, I actually thought that this one with the 3 Spider-Men was the worst of the Marvel Spider-Man movies. It was just a whole, like, it just rained member berries on everybody.
I love it.
Right.
Come on, you need something like that every now and then. And you knew what you were getting into when you saw that they were doing a multiverse Spider-Man movie. You knew it was going to be member berries the entire time.
But like those first 2 Tom Holland Spider-Mans, I was like ready to go in and shit on it because I don't really like Marvel movies. I think they're all exactly the same movie. And then I watched the Spider-Mans and I was like, especially that first one with Hot Aunt May in it. And I was like, you know what? This is a good movie. Like, I like those Spider-Man movies. And then this one came out, and I'm like, there's nothing happening in this movie except, hey, that's the other Spider-Man. Remember from before? Remember? Yeah, like this wasn't a movie.
Oh, I remember.
Right? I mean, that's kind of what it was. So, I don't know. And then, I mean, what do you get by morphing these 2 universes together? I mean, do you need Kraven that bad? Do you need what do you want?
We need Morbius.
Well, you need Morbius. You do need Morbius. I hope Jared Leto accidentally signed a contract for like 9 movies going like, no, because they pay in advance and they'll never happen. And he's just stuck playing Morbius forever. Because Jared Leto low-key rules. And I don't think people really have figured that out yet. But low-key, Jared Leto is the shit. He's awesome.
But also doesn't he have like a sex cult or something? I feel like
no, that's Ezra Miller.
He also looks like the type who would have a sex cult. Maybe I'm just confusing the story.
He does. I mean, if you heard Jared Leto had a sex cult, you'd go like, yeah, that checks out. Like you wouldn't go, why would anybody join that? You'd go like, oh yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sure. Like if somebody was like, I joined Jared Leto's sex cult, I'd be like, oh yeah, no, I get that. I
Was it
totally.
fun? Did you have a good time?
Yeah, I totally see how you could fall into something like that. Like if a loved one was like, I can't come to the family reunion, and I go, why not? They were like, because I'm actively a member of Jared Leto's sex cult. I go, oh yeah, no, I get that. Have fun. No, do your thing. You do you. You do you over there.
Make sure you wash it up before you come over here, though.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. You guys play with the cat head from the MoMA or wherever he was. Yeah.
Yeah. No. I need Jared. I need Morbius to be the main villain. Put Venom on the sidelines if you need to.
Plus, Venom's Bane, right?
He is. Yes. He is.
Yeah. Yeah. Venom. What's his name is playing Venom? Who also?
But that's DC.
I know, but still, people will be like, "That's Bane, right?" He'd be like, "No, it's Venom. It's definitely Venom."
Oh, this is Venom.
Yeah. Although I guess there is that because at one point Michael Keaton played Vulture in one of the Spider-Mans. And I think it was a Sony Spider-Man, right? Or was it a Marvel? Yeah.
On the first movie that you said you liked, the first Spider-Man movie.
Oh, so it was a Marvel Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Is it Tom Holland? Okay. So
Tom Holland.
they could have Batman Michael Keaton as Vulture. That's right. That was the Tom Holland one. That's why I knew it. Batman Michael Keaton as Vulture and Bane Venom. But now they're on the same side. That's fun.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, there's a lot of actors that go back and forth to DC and Sony. I mean, Marvel. I don't think it's a big deal. Yeah, there's the Thanos.
He had a big purple mask on his Thanos, though.
He did. I'm trying to think of.
I mean, when I see Paul Rudd, I go, "What's Ant-Man doing as a Ghostbuster? This is ridiculous.
Okay,
this makes no sense at all. I don't understand what I'm watching anymore."
I'm not excited about this.
Look,
I mean, I'm excited about the prospect of Morbius.
It's
Morbin time, you know.
Yeah,
Obviously, who doesn't love Morbin time?
And I'm sitting here going, like, we haven't heard the end of Morbius' story. But yeah, I mean, it is odd that they haven't realized you don't have to, like, some movies could just be movies. Like, you could just be done. You know, you don't have to. Every superhero movie now, they're like, how can we build it out? Let's keep building out. Let's keep building out. And eventually you've spread it so thin that people are falling through it. Nobody cares.
Also, like, you have a good thing going with the Spider-Man Tom Holland movies. Even if you didn't like the third one, people loved it.
People loved it.
Yeah. And to bring this entire Sony shit.
It's honestly, Spider-Man's the only Marvel franchise left. Hit me with another Marvel franchise that you're like, no, this is also Spider-Man and Black Panther. That's it. That's it. Black Panther still has juice.
Guardians is over.
Guardians is done.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, they're kind of on.
I mean, and Tom Holland is about to be 40 years old. He can't keep playing Peter Parker.
He still looks like a teenager.
Yeah, but how come they got all these Peter Parkers? Miles Morales never anywhere. No Miles.
Maybe that's where they're introduced him on the fourth one, and they have to like.
They better. This feels very racist. Like we just keep
Spider-Man's
making more
so white.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think more Peter Parkers is what we need.
More white Peter Parkers.
Yes.
Whiter.
I think it's a real issue. I think it's a problem. Yeah. I mean,
well, look, they're soon gonna have the X-Men, so that's gonna be like a jolt to the whole MCU.
Are they bringing back?
They're bringing Hugh Jackman back for Deadpool.
Yeah, I saw that. Are they bringing Fraser back as the Beast?
That'd be dope.
It'd be super dope.
Yeah, but I think once they get that, they're in a low point right now. But you have X-Men, you have Spider-Man, maybe Black Panther if they don't fuck up the third.
They probably will. They probably will.
They probably will.
They probably will. I think that. Yeah.
They're in a roster. You know, they're building up the roster. All the legends have left.
Yeah, this is why you're not. This is why eventually movies are supposed to end. You know, like these stories aren't just supposed to go on forever.
That's not what Triple H said at WrestleMania.
He said the difference between wrestling and movies is the story never ends. Which is true. Marvel was like, say less, fam. We could also do that. And they're finding out that that's difficult. And maybe this is just the TV PG era. I don't know.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Wrestling context.
Okay.
They're building up their rosters. The Triple H's and Shawn Michaels have left. And now they got to fill out the gap.
Well,
with Morbius.
More Morbius.
Morbius is getting called up.
Yeah. They should just make it should just be called More BS. That should be the next Morbius. More BS. Look, you know how I said, I mean, I think that's one of the reasons why I like things like Thanksgiving that Eli Roth did, and sometimes the Marvel stuff doesn't appeal to me as much, is because it felt like an artist doing what they wanted to do. I always like seeing an artist do exactly what they want to do. That's why I like all these Ari Aster movies. It's like, what do you got for me, Ari Aster? Quentin Tarantino, what do you got for me, Quentin? What's in that head of yours? What's in that head of yours? And he's like, wait till you see these feet. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna
say the N-word.
I'm gonna say the N-word and show you people's feet. And I'm like, hey man, if you think that's the way to go, you're the artist and you've earned that trust. I think that there is a point where an artist earns a trust. Would you agree, Hot Dog?
Yes, absolutely.
Are we into the Flute?
I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm already into it.
The best. These songs are like 15 minutes long. It's literally a score. I was driving around today listening to like
nice. I'm happy that it's actually good.
It's so good. It's a vibe. The whole thing is a vibe. You're gonna want to go to your house and just put 3000 on, and like it's just cool. You know what? You're 32 years old, Hot Dog.
Yes, about to be.
You got to get, this is your new shit, dude. No more mumble rap about pills when you throw parties in your apartment. Now you got 3000 playing the space flute, and he's just hitting you with it. Andre, go ahead.
I'm gonna hit you up tonight. I'm gonna go to Intern Annie's birthday dinner.
Yes,
we're gonna go back to her place. I'm gonna be like, yo, let's kick it.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Play some flutes.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I know that you guys are best friends, and you never would.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna end up making love tonight if you put this album on. And I know you're 100%. You will make love tonight, and it is what it is. And I'll be like, dude, I understand. Doesn't mean you have to start a relationship. Doesn't mean the friendship has to get weird. You both know you had a couple cocktails. You put on the 3000 Flute album, and now she's got a baby in her, and it is what it is. You know,
I'm gonna hit you up in the morning and be like, oh man, we played the goddamn Flute album, and
I'm like, is she pregnant? Yep. Yeah, she is pregnant. And she'll be showing already, by the way. Like, she'll wake up tomorrow 3 months. We're a trimester in. We got to start thinking of names. Like, that's
magical.
It's a magical thing. And just the fact that he did this. I mean, have you read the track list?
No.
Oh my God. Track number 1. It didn't. It's something to the effect of, it didn't copy all the way, but it's something to the effect of, I really wanted to make a rap album, trust me, but this is literally the way the wind blew me this time, is the name of the song.
That's awesome.
Track number 2, the slang word pussy rolls off the tongue with far better ease than the proper word vagina. Do you agree?
That's the name of the song.
That's the name of the song. There's no lyrics in any of the songs. There's no rapping. There's no lyrics. It's flutes. Track number 3. You want to know what the third song is?
Yes, hit me.
That night in Hawaii when I turned into a panther and started making these low register purring tones that I couldn't control. Shit was wild. I mean,
this is like a sketch.
It's a great song. I mean, it's awesome. Track number 5, 93 Till Infinity and Beyonce.
I love that.
Right? Track 6, Gandhi, Dalai Lama, Your Lord and Savior, JC / Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer, and John Wayne Gacy.
I mean, keep going.
And the final track on the album, there's 8 tracks, but again, some of them are 15 minutes long. This album's over an hour long. Dreams once buried beneath the dungeon floor slowly sprout into undying gardens.
Is it a banger?
It's a fucking banger, dude. They're all bangers.
So if I all of a sudden I was like, Sam, what was your favorite song on the album? You go.
I probably go, the slang word pussy rolls off the tongue with far better ease than the proper word vagina. Do you agree? And then you'd start answering the question. I go, no, what's the name of the song? I don't care what you think the answer is. But then, I mean, and I mean, as far as I was concerned, right, from the beginning, I go, 3,000 can do no wrong. Think about what this man gave us. Think about the fact that he gave us, I mean, classic after classic after classic. Go back to Bombs Over Baghdad. Go back to the whole Stankonia album. Go back to the fact that they put out a best of album, and there's a song all there called The Whole World. Remember that song? That song is a bona fide banger. You know who's got a verse on that song, Hot Dog?
Who?
Killer Mike. Way before anybody was into Killer Mike. And that's just a song on the best of. Then he goes, I'm going to try my own thing and put out this solo record with Big Boy. Big Boy puts out an incredible solo album. Attached to it is The Love Below. It's a generational defining, genre bending album that changed everything. And you know what his follow-up to that album was? Nothing. This. He's like, I don't know. I don't have anything. And I go, okay.
Hey, I love his honesty too.
Well, he did an interview where he explained why. He acknowledges, right? He's not going, no, I think this is better. He's very publicly acknowledging. See, like Justin says, those titles should rhyme. No, there's no rhyming. There is no rhyming at all. But he publicly acknowledges that he understands that people want him to rap. But it's not going to happen. Would you like to hear him explain why?
Sure.
Okay. That's why he's a legend.
Are you apprehensive?
Very, very, very apprehensive.
Do you feel like that played into decisions you made about out?
I look at this dude and I'm like, I wish I was interviewing Andre 3000.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I'd hang out in the laundry mat with him.
Podcast too?
I think just in general, when it came to figuring out what we would do creatively and where my creative juice is coming from within Outkast, like there was a certain point where I just didn't know where else to go. You know, I didn't, like even now, like people think, oh man, he's just sitting on raps, or like he's just holding these raps hostage. Like I ain't got no raps like that. Like it actually feels, sometimes it feels inauthentic for me to rap because I don't have anything to talk about in that way. Like I'm 48 years old, and not to say that age is a thing that dictates what you rap about, but in a way it does. And like the things that happen in my life, like what do you talk, like I gotta go get a colonoscopy, like what do you like what do you rap about? You know what I mean? Like my eyesight is going bad, like.
But you're not just any rapper, like you're a
Which, by the way, I would still listen to that.
Of course, everybody would, but he's like, I'd rather be authentic. And my authentic self is this guy who sits around playing the flute. Like, am I going to do an album rapping about getting colonoscopies because it would definitely sell?
Yeah.
Or am I going to actually express myself? And I go, good for you, buddy. Good for you.
He didn't go the Eminem route.
What's the Eminem route?
You know, releasing lame albums that pass your prime, and you know, I mean,
well, you know why that happened. Eminem can't play the flute.
That's true. That's all he has.
Yeah, I mean, he never learned how to play the flute. Like Andre was like, let me learn how to play the flute. That's why. Why do you think it's been so long since we've gotten a full Andre 3000 album?
He's learning from scratch.
Yeah, he's learning how to play the flute. That shit takes forever. And if you're gonna put out an album commercially, you better be real good at the flute. And I'm gonna tell you,
real fucking good at the flute. I'm gonna release an album.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think that was like for him? Like he picked it up and he was like, man, I like playing this flute. And then like the next day he's like, I'm gonna play a little more flute. And then he just kept playing the flute. And he was like, wait, I think this is my new shit. And then people were probably coming to him going like, hey, let's produce an album. Let's produce a single. Let's produce a song. And he's like, well, I'm really kind of more concentrating on this flute right now. And they're like, what? No,
Can you please put the flute down?
No, and I mean, he plays multiple flutes on it. Lots of different types of flutes. Like it was like, okay, after he learned the flute, it was like, well, where can I go from here? And the answer was a different kind of flute. Right? And so it was just like, what if I learn how to play all the flutes and then make great flute music? And you go, I mean, I didn't see that one coming, but I'm here. I'm here for it. And why don't you want to do a flute? Because he's like, because otherwise, all I'm thinking about is getting colonoscopies. And I'm like, okay, all right.
This album's gonna get sampled out the ass.
I mean, it's like a movie score. It's you could. There will be people who try to rap over it, but Andre's like, okay, well, that's you. I don't have the raps right now because of the colonoscopies. You know, back in the day, he was dating women. He knew this woman who he and the woman's daughter had a special thing going on. That the woman said it was puppy love, but they had said it was full grown, and he wanted to feel this way forever. And he could say that you could paint a pretty picnic, but you can't predict the weather, Miss Jackson, right? So all that was going on. That's not going on anymore, right?
He's just chilling.
And you're like, how long is it going to be before you put out a rap album? And he's like, forever. And you're like, forever, ever? And he's like, forever, ever.
What a pleasant surprise this week.
Come on. He's over there going, you know, trying to explain to Miss Jackson that his intentions were good. But he already explained that. Like, he already told that story, right? He's not talking to Miss Jackson anymore. He's in this whole other state where it's like, that was pretty interesting stuff that was going on before. But that's not really happening now. But I do play this flute.
When I saw the announcement, I had to think about what month it was, because I was like, is it April Fool's? Are we in April right now?
No, it's actually the holiday season. It's when you would put out an album because maybe people will buy it for each other for Christmas.
I'm going to listen to the fuck out of this tonight.
Are you? Did I get you more enthused for it?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
I need to listen to Dreams Once Buried Beneath the Dungeon Floor Slowly Sprout into Undying Gardens.
That's a good one.
Yeah, see what that's all about.
How about bipolar disorder's daughter wears a 3000 button down embroidered?
Sounds great.
It is. Of course it's great. It's Andre 3000. He's not going to put something out that is less than great. So, you know, what are the lessons from this? Let's get Zac Efron an Emmy. Shout out to Eli Roth for being true to himself and making a masterpiece. Shout out to Andre 3000 for being true to himself and bringing the flute to the mainstream like nobody has done, arguably, since Kenny G.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, that makes sense.
When Outkast was like at its peak, did you ever think to yourself, that's the next Kenny G right there?
With Andre, though, it could be anything.
Could be anything.
So it was never out of the realm.
Nope. If it was like one rapper is going to just go flute, and I was like, it's Andre 3000, you'd be like, yeah, okay. If anybody, yeah.
Yeah, how'd you guess?
Yeah. Like if I was like, no, it's Lil Uzi Vert, you'd be like, really? Really? Okay.
That would be my second guess.
Yeah. Well, look, guys, we've really unpacked a lot of really important stuff here tonight, but I don't want to silence any of you. I want you guys to be a part of this. If you'd like to contribute to tonight's show, make sure that you super chat in. Don't forget as well to subscribe to the Satisfying Podcast on YouTube. Nicole Biggins and myself doing our own show available exclusively on YouTube. You can only get it at youtube.com/@satisfyingpod. New episode just came out yesterday where she first realized that, you know, those TikTok videos where the guy comes up to the person and goes like, hey, excuse me, how much do you pay in rent? You mind if we go check out your apartment?
Yeah.
She did not. Not only did she not know, but she argued that they weren't fake.
Ah, come on, Nicole. Come on.
I go, it's fine. Like, I'm not begrudging them. It's content is content. But yeah, this is entirely set up and fake. And she went, no. And then she said it's like MTV Cribs. And I was like, Nicole, everybody on MTV Cribs just rented houses and cars. And she like made this face, like she pinched her face like this without even realizing it. Like it was pure id. It's just her instinct. Like her whole world was collapsing on her. Like, no, because if that's not true, what is true? I mean, it was so like, dude, this journey that we're doing on this pod is such a fun time because I never know what direction it's going to take, right? Like, I brought up Sam Bankman-Fried being found guilty. And I was like, I just think it'll be interesting to hear her take on this. And I pull up a picture of Sam Bankman-Fried. And I don't know if you saw this, Hot Dog. She just yelled at the screen, "Who the fuck is that?" And I'm like,
not a clue.
She had never heard of that story before. And then when I'm like, oh, I wonder, because, you know, Reese Witherspoon and Ryan Felipe's kid was on this like TikTok, hey, how much you pay in rent? Show us your apartment thing. And there was like controversy around it. So I thought it was going to end up being, you know, I don't think the kid deserves any. I mean, it is what it is, but what's your opinion on this? And she's like, yeah, I mean, sometimes in the West Village, you see celebrities' kids. And I was like, what?
Yeah, what are the odds? Every video.
And then we started going through every single video, and it's like they're all gorgeous. All of their apartments are spotless and clean. Even the small ones look like they're out of a catalog.
All of TikTok is fake.
Everything.
I have a buddy, and I might have to whisper this. I have a buddy who's like a big artist on TikTok, number one artist on TikTok. And then like he just so happens to bump into celebrities on the subway to draw.
Who knew celebrities even took the subway? You've been living in New York City all your life?
Mm-hmm.
How many celebrities have you ever seen on a subway?
I saw Akash once.
Akash. One time I saw Akash. You know, from Flagrant.
Once.
I saw Akash once. You're just taking the wrong trains, man.
Yeah, right.
They're out there. So go and I mean it's every single week. It's amazing. And Nicole is just such a talented person at conveying her truths. I'm just having so much fun. Go and subscribe to that YouTube channel and watch the episodes that come out every single week, every Thursday morning. And there will be a new episode on Thursday morning. A new episode of Satisfying coming to the Satisfying Pod YouTube channel on Thanksgiving morning at 11 a.m. Something to be thankful for. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It's great. Let's go to these Super Chats. Super Chat in if you want to contribute to the show tonight. We start with PHWOFL. Ooh, F, Mary, Kill for Sammy Brand Muffins. Michelle Branch. Vanessa Carlton. Gwen Stefani. Okay.
Gwen Stefani still looking height.
She is looking all right. This is not that difficult for me. Unfortunately, Vanessa Carlton is going to have to walk 1,000 miles away from me because she's getting murked. She's dead. Right? So Vanessa Carlton is gone. And like, look, that song is great, but Vanessa Carlton, for me, it doesn't go deep with the tracks. It's the one track for me, and that's it. Michelle Branch is the easy marry. Like, even if you didn't give me the F, marry, kill, like, I would probably try to marry her anyway. Like, that's just somebody that is on my list of people to try to marry, you know?
You made that choice before.
Exactly. And then Gwen Stefani would be the F because it'd be nice to be intimate with her, but also the pillow talk, I would just ask stories about Gavin from Bush. You know, what was Gavin like? Like, was he cool? You know, was he as handsome as he looks on TV? Stuff like that. You know, Gavin from Bush rules. So,
would you ask her about Blake Shelton?
No, I give two shits about Blake Shelton. No. It'd be all questions about Gavin from Bush, and then a little bit about the bassist from No Doubt that was before Gavin from Bush. I'd be like, man, that breakup fucked you up, huh? Tragic Kingdom was wild. And she's like, yeah, I mean, I guess if you want to, yeah, it's from 1995, but yeah, sure, we could talk about that.
Weird time to bring that up.
Okay, all right, yeah. Because Gwen, I'm not marrying you, so this is only going to be this one night. You know, it was the F, marry, kill was so I kind of got to get.
I didn't know it was a fucking interview.
I know. I'd like to get my questions in while we have this evening.
With a microphone too.
Yeah, exactly. Can we record some stuff? Would you mind recording some drops for me? Can you? Hey, this is Gwen Stefani. You're listening to. Stephen Helmer writes in, I spent 3 weeks in Japan in spring. I got drunk most nights while there and tried to women. I would imagine try to impress women, he meant to write. Mm-hmm. Not one broken bone. Did I do it wrong? Hot dog is a boob.
Not drunk enough.
Not
you didn't go to a $10 all-you-can-drink until 2 a.m. club in Roppongi, apparently.
Roppongi Vice.
Roppongi, oh yeah, Roppongi rules.
Did you run into Rocky Romero at all? Or
I was looking out
Okay,
there.
I would have too. Does everybody in Japan just wear Bullet Club shit all the time?
I wish. I really wish it was.
Yeah,
like
I bet if you'd gone 4 years ago, it would have been everywhere.
Yeah.
Bo No Zombies, but is it better than the great wrestling film Ready to Rumble? I'm assuming he's talking about the Iron Claw. I highly doubt it. Still can't wait to see it. Have a happy Thanksgiving, fellas. Thanksgiving is a great series of Thanksgiving-related horror movies. Thanksgiving is the #1 Thanksgiving horror movie right now, but Thanksgiving is good too. Blood Rage is great too. And what's great about the Iron Claw that Ready to Rumble didn't do so much is they actually take wrestling seriously. Like there are a handful. There's a genre of wrestling movies where in the movie they just act like wrestling is real. Like it's just a straight up competition, good guys versus bad guys. I hope I beat that guy tonight to win the championship. Those movies to me were always wild. There's a movie, Ready to Rumble was like that. And there's a movie in the 80s called Body Slam, which is incredible. All these wrestlers are in it. Roddy Piper's in it. Everybody's in it. But like wrestling is 1000% straight up real. The whole movie is kayfabe. It's like, it's insane. It's insane. Not Sam Lehman. Sam, would you suggest the new Thanksgiving horror movie or the new Trolls movie? Well, it depends on who you're going with. If you're going to the movie with your kids, Thanksgiving for sure. Suspect Phil. Sam, unite the fans to help Zac Efron win an Oscar. Whatever you can do. Whatever we can do to campaign. Zac Efron winning an Oscar. I am there for it. I want Zac Efron to be our guy for the next 365. It's good for wrestling. It's good for our generation. It's good for Zac Efron. It's good for meaty dudes.
Let's get one of those for your consideration edits going.
Yes.
Spread it around the internet.
Throw that FYC up on the billboard in Los Angeles. Poodlerific, get well soon, hot dog. Enjoy your Cane's chicken tendies, Sam.
Thank you, sir.
We hit up Raising Cane's yesterday. Let's see. Scroll up. Jordan Williams writes, hot dog should be a Japanese male escort next year. You mean for Halloween, or just that's what he should do with his career next year?
You should. I think I just slightly mentioned it on the show the other day, but like they have billboards for these people. I think they're called idols. No, not something like that. Ooh. But it's just like pretty boy Japanese escorts, and it's just like a whole stretch of like the strip is just advertisements for like, and here's this guy, and he loves this and whatever. I could be on that billboard.
Would you consider that?
Hell yeah, I would.
That'd be awesome. Would you wear a Not Sam shirt?
I would.
That's
yes,
sick.
I would.
Okay, that's
yes,
cool.
I would.
All right, cool. K-Dog, hey, Sam, oh, congrats on your first Super Chat, K-Dog.
Yeah.
Hey, Sam, will Hot Dog use his cast as a weapon, as the late, great Owen Hart did? Greetings from Calgary, Alberta. Keep up the great content, gents. It is a great tool for a heel, whether it was Owen Hart, whether it was Cowboy Bob Orton. You should be that guy. Like, you should never get it taken off. Like, you should have it on for years.
It does feel like I'm living a gimmick right now.
Yeah.
Like, no matter where I go, like it's the 80s and I can't get caught without the cast.
Except your cast is all the way up. Like, the Cowboy Bob Orton and the Owen Hart cast, it only was like a forearm cast. Like, it went up to here, because the idea is that they would slide it off and you'd realize that it was a gimmick, right? They'd slide it off and slide it back on. That's going to be tough to get in and out of.
I think my wind up is like, I like the heel, like the referee's distracted and I take this covering off. And then like, they go like, oh no, we don't know what he's going for. And then I wind that sucker up and boom, hit Hulk Hogan.
Except then they get an FCC violation because it says suck my dick in Japanese.
That's my gimmick.
Lord Zod says, hello from Australia. Love your shows, Sammy. Appreciate you, man. Put a shrimp on the Barbie for me and for Hot Dog. Suspect Phil, I love your gimmick. Why buy one when you can buy two at twice the price? Always love that. And then Zod said this is money for Hot Dog's cast removal fund. Luckily, you don't need that. You were saying on the show that you're gonna just
melt it off. Melt it off.
That's smart. I mean, if you get some good scissors, you can cut that sucker right off.
I have two plans. One
Good.
is to just take a bath and just melt it off.
Good.
Second plan is to Dwayne The Rock Johnson Fast and Furious it and just go, Daddy's got to get to work. And then just break out of it.
That'd be so badass.
I don't think I'll be able to do that one.
No?
But I will attempt it.
Well, now you got my hopes up. Now I really want to see you do it.
Hot dog's got to get to work.
By the way, I love that your camera had to be like tilted down that whole time because you only got the one hand. Like it's kind of tricky. It was worth it though. It was worth the sight gag. Oh, all right, hot dog. I told you I wouldn't keep you late, and I've kept you late. Your friends are gonna be mad at you now.
She'll live.
She'll be fine. Plus, tell her we're gonna listen to some flute music. I'm putting a baby in you.
Don't worry, it's gonna end. The night's gonna be a W, one way or another.
Trust me when I tell you. I got a birthday gift coming.
More ways than one.
Oh yeah, that won't be the only thing either. Hey, you got 5 styluses. You might as well use them. I'm gonna cheers with you later.